Yeah! Got Billy Meaclem here, stoked about it. Cool thing, that's what I love about mountain biking, dude, is like all the little things you can do, all the spice you can throw in. Like feather shit, you know, butter stuff, you know, like, I hate flat tires. Like, I always say, like, you know when you're going into a grocery store and you push through the door? What do? You push through the door. You're hungry. You're hungry, dude. You're fucking hungry. Let's drop the Filthy Ape and show people that it's not that bad. It's a friendly ape. Yeah. New Zealand freerider and racer, and you know, just good all-around mountain biker guy. I'm stoked. Freeride, love it. Teammate, and I got him up here at the Whistler Bike Park to pick apart a few things. I dragged him up Garbanzo zone, original sin little step-up island area, and there's this little backside extracurricular drop we're going to pick apart here. What are you thinking when you roll up to it?
Looks pretty fun. It's kind of blind, so you got to sit up a little bit, and then
yeah,
I'd say pretty just.
You don't come in too hot, right? Because it's blind. You don't know what's on the other side.
Creep on into it, and then lit up the brakes. The
biggest thing I find with people, you know, like they have a tendency when they're scared to push off the bars, which is the opposite.
They throw themselves like out of the drop.
Yeah, you gotta get into it. Coming in, we know our line. Setting up. Billy and I just hit this. It's pretty sweet. You know, look at this thing. We're down below now, and you get a good look at it. There's a nice landing here, and that's what you want to aim for. You want to avoid the rocks if you can, because they can give you a flat tire. And for this, those guys rolled it.
So you can roll
not bad.
Well.
Yeah, you can roll as well, but I prefer to air it out if I can. If you're gonna air it, you want to match your wheels to the angle of the landing, right? Because if you come in rear heavy, it's going to slap your front end in. Bam! Arms out, front end in, and you're going to blow a hand off that and right out of there one-armed, and probably not going to be a good ending. You pull up in air, a little over the bars, a little compressed, lift, spot your landing, angle the bike, with the wrist a little bit, and then like we were talking up top, you don't want to spike the brakes. You want to let the bike roll out with momentum. And as you get better, smoother is even to land front wheel first.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're hot,
just
right?
Tap it first.
Just tap it a little first. Just roll out.
Yeah.
Nice. Little cheeky line here. Billy's gonna drag me into this little wall ride off this steep here. Go down off the steep. We're gonna go, rather than drop it, we're gonna go onto that wall and then in. Hey, what do you think about that?
Oh, should be good. Got it. Shale, come here. Oh. I'm doing this. You know what f***ing happened. Well, I was inspired by Billy. You see we're at the end? See, look at the bottom. I think we rode it for a bit long.
Well, we went deeper on it. I went deeper on it. I was like, I got deeper. And when I caught that little ledge at the bottom, I think. Billy, that was f***ing awesome.
That's good.
Can I swear? So, we're on the step ups here in the original sin zone, and we wanted to pick apart an air to manual. And Billy and I just followed him into it, and we just we nailed one. First go, it was awesome. To get an air to manual, you gotta be a master of the manual first, because you're airing into that acceleration. When you know how to do a manual, your bike actually accelerates away from you, and you use the rear brake to hold it back, and that's the balance, right? When you air into that, you're moving quick, and as soon as you land, the bike is taking off. You gotta bring that back with the rear brake. Get the feeling of like floating the front end and landing really light on the front end, heavy on the rear, and then just like sit into it when you're up, sit into it, and then just hold that manual. It's one of the sickest tricks. Let's freak them out and do a nose manual. Yeah, and I'll be like, what? Nose manual? What? This Billy guy. Yeehaw.
So someone mentioned on our Instagram they wanted to do the Filthy Ape, so here we are on top of the Filthy Ape. You know, and Billy and I both agree it's not that gnarly. Huh? No. I mean, it's a roll. You just gotta you gotta eyeball it, like what we're doing now. Make sure there's no rocks or any mandatory gaps, pull-ups that you have to do. But really, it's just let the bike roll, feel traction on the brakes. And I think at the bottom you gotta let it roll out a bit because it's a bit bumpy, right?
Yeah, for sure. You don't want to brake too hard on the brakes.
The thing with bumps is when you're off the brakes, it softens the bumps, and if you're on the brakes, it kind of makes them harsher.
Yeah.
So you want to brake as far as you can, right? Like brake where the traction's good, and then when you see a bump, you want to release the brakes and get ready for the bit of the bar.
Yeah, let suspension work.
Let the suspension work over it, and then once you're clearing through and you're away from the rock, then you get back on the brakes and shut her down.
Exactly.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Not bad. Thank you for coming out and doing some pick-aparts, buddy.
That's good. Good fun.
You had some good perspectives on stuff, you know. So what do we hit? We hit the drop. The spicy bank, the wall.
Yeah.
Manual line, how to manual.
Manual line.
Yeah, little spicy nose manual. And then the Filthy Ape, that's a good 3 or 4 pick-aparts for people to get out and try.